too many cookies. No. Here's a little fun fact about the Footlong cookie. Like, apparently there's like a national cookie day or something, and then Subway's like, oh yeah, let's make the Footlong cookie, but then people loved it so much that now not only are they, making it nationwide, but it's like every Subway that I go to right now is out of the Footlong cookie. But I did end up getting my hands on one, and bro, it's actually so good. Like, I can't. It's so good, in fact, that I want to just make it in Roblox, And then I guess like I could make a game with the cookie, which I don't know how that would look, but I mean, that sounds cool. So the first thing we need is an actual model for the cookie, right? Now the toolbox does have free meshes, right? And if I look up cookie 1, cookie, meshes, cookie, okay. What if I look up Footlong cookie? Okay, so there's no Footlong cookie, but there is a bread mesh. Let's see how this looks. You know what? Honestly, I mean, like, I know it's bread and everything, but like this actually, like this could work for the cookie, right? Like if I just remove the texture, like this actually, yeah, and then if I just delete the texture ID, let's see what happens. Beautiful. And so now it's time to actually texture this thing. And so you might be saying like, oh, byte blocks, what you could do is you could go into Blender and then you could draw on a cookie. Like, but bro, look, I'm not a nerd, okay? I'm not a nerd. So I'm not gonna do that. What I will do, because I'm an alpha male sigma, is I will either steal someone's asset or I'll ask AI to generate me a texture, which I guess is kind of the same thing. But let's try the toolbox first. So there is a cookie model. And so what if I just take this texture and then I paste it onto the mesh part? Ooh, that does not look like a cookie, bro. Maybe if I make it smaller? No, that does not help. All right, so toolbox is out of the question. And the cookie serves no purpose, so I'll delete it as well. So I guess now, I mean, look, bro. But look, real talk, I know people dislike the texture generator. Like my video about it blew up. And I've been getting like very mixed comments, with some being like, wow, this is so cool, with others being like, I actually, I don't like it because, like, shut up, bro. And yeah, so it needs the generation angle, which is like the most important angle. So I'll just put it at the top, right? I don't think the bottom matters that much.
Pause.
And then we need to describe a texture for your mesh. So I can just say a long chocolate chip cookie. Let's preview. Oh, wow. Okay. When I switch angles, it just looks like this for some reason. But that is cool. That is cool. But that's just a preview, okay? And like, as we all know, previews don't really translate to meshes that well. But I mean, there's only one way to find out. You know what? For an AI generated texture, this actually looks close enough to the cookie, honestly. Yeah, and I just scaled it down a little bit and it looks honestly so good. Look at this, bro. Oh, wow. And do you remember how I told you that I was gonna like make a game with this cookie and everything? So the very first step is that I want the cookies to just randomly spawn around. Now I am thinking anyone who plays this, like they're gonna have a bit too much freedom on the base plate. You know what I mean? So like, and so what I'm thinking we do is that every like 2 seconds or so, it's just gonna randomly spawn a cookie just anywhere on the base plate. And actually, I guess what I'll do as well is I'll just make the spawn location like invisible and not collidable, just cause like, bro, I don't want a cookie spawning inside the spawn location. I don't know, that's just not something that I feel like, people would appreciate. And alright, so I'm gonna make a script, okay, and I'll call it, I don't know, cookie spawn script, sure. And so if I want to like take the cookie and like clone it around, I'm gonna put it inside replicated storage, okay, because like it just allows me to have the cookie saved without actually like showing it in the workspace. And I guess just to test it out, I could do while task.wait 2. So every 2 seconds, I'm gonna say local new cookie is equal to game, replicated storage, wait for child, yeah, Footlong cookie, clone. Oh, byte blocks, why are you using wait for child? It's not official, bro. I don't care. And then I guess just for fun, we can say new cookie dot position is equal to game, or no, wait, workspace dot spawn location dot position. And then new cookie dot parent is equal to the workspace. But honestly, now that I'm thinking about this, it would just be better to, I think, make a folder and then put all the cookies in there. So instead of workspace, it's gonna be workspace wait for child cookies, which I'll actually do the same thing for the spawn location. And so if I run the game, spawns a cookie, spawns another cookie, another cookie, another cookie. Amazing. And now I did say that I want them to spawn randomly. And the process here is that we just want to randomize the coordinates, right? So if I look at the Footlong cookie, for example, right now its position is on the X -42, on the Z -2, and on the Y 1. And so I'm fine with the Y, which in case you don't know what Y is, it's like the vertical distance, right? So like Y being 1 means that it's like right above the base plate, which is what I want. So instead of setting its position to be spawn location position, I'm gonna set its position to be vector3.new, which is like a vector 3, it's just like numbers, bro. Like I know, these words are confusing, like oh vector, oh C-frame, but like it's just X, Y, and Z. Like that's all it is. You'll get used to the naming. And so like I said before, we're gonna randomize the X, we're gonna randomize the Z, but Y is fine. So Y will be, what is it again? let's just say 1, okay? So y is going to be constant. But because we want to randomize the x and the z, we're going to use something called math.random. Now how math.random works is that it needs a minimum number and a maximum number. But then how do we get those numbers? Well, the way I like to do this, right, is I can make a part, okay? And then literally we just use this part to determine how long like the base plate is. So let me show you, right? As I move around right now, if we look, okay, so moving it in this direction changes the z. So at the very bottom of the base plate, the z is, let's say, negative 150. But at the very top, the z is positive 150, okay? So now we know that this base plate goes from z negative 150 to positive 150, right? So we could just say, yeah, negative 150 to positive 150. So now the z coordinate is randomized. And then we just do this, but like for the x, right? So if I do it left and right, let's see, on the very left, x is 130. And on the very right, x is negative 130. So minimum number is negative 130, and then positive number is positive 130. And so what I'll do is I'll delete the part, and just to test that this actually works, I'll set task.weight to be 0.1, right? Just so we can see like the cookies spawn in fast, and so we know that it's actually random. Yep, there we go. So I'm gonna set this timer, let's say to 1 second, okay? Because I feel like 2 is a little too slow. And the last thing I'll do in regards to like spawning cookies is that I feel like there should be a limit to how many cookies can be spawned, right? Like for example, if there are 100 cookies in the game, we probably don't want to be spawning more because then it's just gonna start lagging out the server. So what I'm gonna do is that right before it makes a cookie, I'll say if workspace wait for child cookies, meaning the folder that has all the cookies, get children, right? So this will return a list of all of the items inside the cookies folder. But like we don't care about the actual items, we just care about the number of items. And so if you want to get the number of items in a table, because this is what this is, right? Get children returns a table which is full of like the children of like whatever object this is. And so to get the number of items in the table, you just put a hashtag in front of it. So this basically reads if the number of items inside of this table is more than 99. So if there are more than 99 cookies, we can just, I guess, warn like too many cookies, right? And in case you don't know what a warn is, it's literally the same as print, except the text just looks different. It's like orange or something. But then if the amount of cookies is not more than 99, then, right, so else, we can just take this line of code and then just paste it into here. And just to test if this actually works, let me just make this as quick as possible. And so if we're in the game, okay, it makes the cookies, okay, so right now there are 100 cookies on the map and it's not spawning any more cookies. Amazing. Now my next step is that I want the player to actually be able to interact with the cookies. And this is fairly simple, right? I could just insert a script inside the Footlong cookie called cookie script, right? And then I could just say script.parents, okay, meaning the cookie, .touched, so whenever something comes in contact with it, then we'll say function, right, which will give us the other part that touched our cookie. And we need to determine if this part belongs to a player or not, right? So we can say if not other part.parents, find first child humanoid, then return end. Meaning that if we don't find the humanoid inside of this part's parent, which should be the character, then we return, which just ends the function. But if we do find a humanoid, then we can say local car is equal to other part.parent. And for now, what I'll do is I'll just say script.parent destroy. Okay, so we're gonna destroy the cookie once the player comes in contact with it. And if I were to come in contact with a cookie, there we go. What we actually need is like a competitive leaderboard which shows how many cookies you've collected. But look, I understand, you came here for the cookie, not to listen to me ramble on about code, but don't worry because I can actually code super fast, like so. Alright, so now whenever I join the game, as you can see we have a leaderboard with cookies, okay? However, small issue, if I actually like touch the cookie, nothing happens, right? And the reason nothing happens, when we touch the cookie, all it does is it just destroys it. But what we actually want to do is we want to increase this cookie value, right? So we need to go to player.leaderstats.cookies.value plus equals 1, which is literally what I'm gonna do right now. So literally like just... And so now if I go and touch a cookie, it's 1. Beautiful. And then maybe 2. There we go. Amazing. Yeah, so perfect. Yeah, so we have a working system. Now look, don't worry. I can hear the comments already. But you didn't data store it. I want to have my progress data stored. Listen, bro. Like after I finish the video and everything, I will implement like some more advanced like stuff into the code. And then, you know, I'll publish the game. I'll put a link to it in the description. But okay, right before the video ends, I just want to add one very small, very insignificant thing. So yeah, I've decided to add a little ability to the game, if you will. It has a cooldown, okay? It's 10 seconds, so, you know, can't be abused. But it's like, imagine you're running low on cookies, right? And then like, boom. I wonder if I can like jump up the cookies. No, I can't. Okay. And yeah, so I'm gonna add some more modifications, like, you know, maybe like make you faster with every cookie or something. But too many cookies? No. But yeah, I'll publish the game. I'll have a link to it in the description. And, you know, play with your friends. No more kill brick, which, you know, kicks you and explodes you and doxes you. So that's fun. And in case you were wondering, like, why I don't show, like, all the advanced scripts that I'm writing? Well, there are 2 reasons, right? Like, number 1, all of this is, like, in my course, right? So I'm a little selfish about that. But the main reason, honestly, is that, like, bro, it just tanks viewer attention. Like, people don't want to sit there and watch me type, like, oh, leader stats.new folder, like, you know what I mean? But then, like, this is fun, right? Like, this is cool. So yeah, check the description, play the game, buy my course, listen to my music, and yeah, buy the Footlong cookie, actually. Buy the no, it's so good. I'm not sponsored or anything, but like, it's like, whoa.